Hello, Taurus Nation. Welcome to your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. I hope all is genuinely well. This may be a reading that may resonate for you if you happen to have Taurus in your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus dominant in your natal chart, or if you happen to be cross-watching for a Taurian. You might find some information in this reading that may resonate. A few things to keep in mind as you listen to this reading, Taurus. It's a general reading. Not everything will apply. Take in what resonates, disregard what's clearly not your message. But at the same time, keep an open mind, because you may not recognize certain things that are playing out in the reading initially because they haven't had a chance to happen. So we're going to talk about delicate topics as we always do. Let's dive in. Let's see what might be playing out for the Taurus Nation over the next 7 days. Tower. Taurus. Let's see what this is about. What's the Tower here for? Oh, Gemini just came into your reading. So maybe this might have something to do with the Gemini. This might be some sort of sudden communication. But at the same time, it seems like something happened because you seem preoccupied about something. Okay, that makes sense. You're preoccupied about the Tower. You have a lot on your mind. The Tower hit. You're worried about it. Possibly you're concerned about a Gemini. Or you are the Taurus Gemini. You're Taurus with Gemini and you're trying to see Capricorn. That could be relevant. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart, or you have a Capricorn coming in. I see a Scorpio that could possibly play a role in something that you're doing. Seems like you're going through some hardships right now. That's what this looks like. Some of you are going through some endings. Some of you could possibly be dealing with a Pisces. I think that there's some secrets in your situation. I think that there's a lot that you're dealing with. I think this has something to do with insecurities. For some of you, I think there's some sadness, maybe some secrets in your situation, but I definitely feel like there's been some disappointment, some sort of challenges. So I think that there might be something that you're thinking about, and maybe you're kind of keeping your thoughts to yourself. There's some private thoughts that I think that maybe are really consuming you around this period of time. I think you're keeping these thoughts locked away. I think you feel vulnerable. I think you're worried about something, but I think whatever this is, that whatever obstacle this is that you're facing, Taurus or cross watcher, I definitely feel like you're getting ready to overcome this. I think whatever this is, though, there's an ending, and I think it brings a new beginning for you. I think you feel very uncomfortable, feeling vulnerable. Got another Taurus that might be coming in to your life, or this could definitely be you. Yes, you're very resilient. I don't know if somebody passed away, and this is what you're thinking about. Maybe you are. Maybe you are thinking about the passing of someone. Sun sign is Aries. So someone by the sun sign of Aries could possibly be communicating with you. You have an issue with somebody. Okay. So maybe this is where this communication is coming in. This communication possibly comes in out of the blue. Because it seems like somebody wants to call you. They want to hear your voice. Somebody might have regret on their mind, Taurus. Maybe somebody doesn't want the drama anymore. They're over it. They're saying, I'm curious about what's going on with Taurus. Especially if this is a situation where you did have friction with someone. You're frustrated, you're stressed out, and maybe you did go your separate ways. Reason being is because it looks like somebody fell into temptation. And it seems like you're having an issue with somebody that doesn't want to commit. Some of you have someone new coming in. But for a lot of you who is coming in to have this conversation with you is somebody that you've been bickering with. It's difficult to get along with somebody. Along with that, it seems like there's some other things that you're upset about. It seems like maybe there's some goals that you feel are unmet. And you're really upset about these things, and maybe there's been some delays on some projects that you've been working on. So maybe that's also what this is about. What this also might be about, yeah, this is definitely about a relationship. So if you are bickering with someone and you're just not on the greatest terms, there's possibly an apology coming in your way. Hey, Uncle speaks. Uncle L speaks. Either you're offering an apology, or this, chances are this apology is coming in from a Taurus. So Taurus, you could possibly be the one apologizing. No, but it could be coming, yeah, it could be coming to you. Because it seems like somebody wants to reach out. Somebody might have some things that maybe they want to say to you. Maybe they've been thinking about. So somebody might want to mend, especially a Leo, might want to mend a situation with you. So yeah, maybe there's some words that somebody has for you, and maybe somebody wants to speak from their heart. Somebody may want you to listen deeply. Maybe you feel like somebody hears you, but they don't listen. So you might really, truly, somebody really wants you to lean in and hear what they have to say. But I think there's another earth sign that's in your energy. You might feel like something has been just kind of unbearable for you. Now, if it's not this person and this apology, it's definitely this financial stress. That's what this is. This is a reconciliation. So maybe there's been time away from someone after you've had a disagreement, and maybe this is something that's been causing you a lot of stress, and there might be an invitation to meet up. That's possibly what this is. This could possibly be a family member for some of you. Maybe you haven't spoken to family in a minute, Taurus. This might be somebody that you did not expect would ever apologize. Or maybe they might decide to, like I said, extend that apology this week. Is it raining where you are? Because it looks like there might be a lot of rain. Well, there could be rain in the forecast, splitting apart. I think this already happened. Some of you are going your separate ways from someone. So that's what this tower is about. What is this tower about, spirit guides? It seems also like some of you Taurians might be meeting somebody new. You might feel very attracted to somebody, but you might feel like a super strong magnetic attraction. But this attraction to somebody might feel so strong that it seems like it's scary for you. And you're like, what do I do about this? So maybe there's somebody that you do want to approach. Maybe as you are leaving a situation, or after you've already gotten out of something, somebody new comes in. And like I said, maybe this is you curious about somebody else. But there's definitely a fire sign that's clinging to you very heavily. And there's definitely somebody that's curious about you. And keeping still. What is this about? No, this is because nobody's approaching anyone. So maybe you have been keeping still. Or maybe like we were talking about this. This has something to do with a goal or a project that you're working on. And maybe circumstances. So let's talk about it. Circumstances may have come up that may have kept you from being able to move forward with something that you want. So this is the reason for the frustration. You like, oh my God, can I ever really get over this hurdle? Because it looks like maybe you started something. So whatever this is that you began this month, it seems like you've had some difficulty at the beginning. Maybe there's been some difficulty at the beginning of this month, especially financial difficulty. Yes? But I think this is difficulty with a few other things. Yep, because you have it not once but twice. Stand still, keeping still. So this might be your spirit guide saying, be still and know that I am God. Not me, of course. I'm not saying I am. I'm quoting the scripture. This is spirit saying, be still and know that you have some sort of blessing that's coming through. even though things are not seeming like they're moving and it seems like things are standing still. Spirit guides are telling you obstacles, they're temporary. Something is getting ready to turn around, even though something may have been quite difficult at the beginning of the month or the beginning of the week. And yes, you absolutely have somebody returning. Someone is possibly coming back, as we talked about. So this person that you split apart from in previous times is likely coming back to bring this communication, this apology, this reconciliation. But maybe it just seems like maybe you're not sure if this is a wise decision. Maybe there's a lot of what ifs in your mind. Like, has this person changed? Is it worth the sacrifice to maybe let somebody back in after you've been through a lot? And maybe after you've changed. Whatever this is, it seems like the lesson here in this relationship was to face your shadow. So I feel like there's something that came out of this relationship. Like I said, there's been some sort of difficulty. But it seems like it brought out your shadow, because remember at the beginning of the reading, I was telling you, it seems like you're grappling with some insecurities. The conversations that you're having with your head seem very hectic. They also seem very limiting. So it just seems like you're not really giving, not a criticism, but it seems like the thoughts that you're thinking aren't very encouraging. And that could be the very thing that's keeping you still. It might be your own thoughts. Another thing that it seems like you're concerned about is time. Time management, because it seems like you're spending a lot of time kind of like drifting away, thinking about a whole bunch of other stuff. Seems like you're distracted, but it comes up not once but twice. So I think you're waiting for something to happen. I think maybe you're in a time crunch. This is what's causing you to feel stressed. You're moving, Taurus or cross watcher. Definitely you're going through it with somebody. But I think you'll work that out in time, because I did say you might get on better terms with someone before the week is over. But for a minute, you might decide, you know what, I don't know this person. I don't want to be with them like that. That sort of thing. Like you're just doing your own thing, ignoring one another, giving each other the silent treatment. But things might be so difficult. Maybe this is why you're moving. This could be why you're considering a move. Maybe it's because then you're splitting apart. But this is not you splitting apart. This could definitely be somebody that's in your energy. Somebody that you know that could possibly be breaking up with someone. And maybe this is why somebody is contacting you. Because if you are not going through a hard time in your situation, observer. Just as I mentioned, you could possibly be the observer of a situation. So if it's not you going through something, it might be somebody that you know that could possibly be going through something such as this, relationship issues and needing to move and this sort of thing. This could easily be you though. Because it seems like whatever it is with this move and this financial situation, it seems like they're intertwined. It could be because of a financial bind that you're in, that maybe you're feeling like you gotta move. So it seems like you're talking to your guides, you're asking your angels for some sort of support. Maybe you're asking them for more time to help you to figure out a particular situation, whatever this tower is, especially if this pertains to moving. That's the tower for you. So maybe something came up abruptly. Let me see. Definitely a strained relationship. This is inner conflict. This is the obstacle that's keeping you stuck. Some of you, it's a strained relationship, as I mentioned to you, with family or somewhere in your personal life. It seems like something has left you feeling a bit isolated. So, Taurus, yep, and it's the delays too. So that's the whole thing with time. You're waiting for something to move along. Things are not, right? Because we pulled this card that said keeping still. You might have been having some bad luck like we talked about. It's temporary. I feel like the struggle that you've been dealing with, I think both struggle and success are a part of the cycle that you're in right now. I just think that you might be not yet at the part of the story where it makes sense about why things are happening the way that they are. But it seems like the lesson this week has everything to do with timing, divine timing. And it seems like the biggest lesson, the lesson that's coming out of this whole situation where you have had difficulty, the lesson here is to trust. Because it seems like you're not in charge of the situation, right? We talked about this be still and know situation. It seems like if that's something that you believe in, Spirit is saying give this over to a higher power. It says, dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. This is a situation that's out of your hands, Taurus, a cross watcher. So it seems like, once again, Spirit is saying, give it to us. Trust that we got it. Trust that we're working it out. Because, as I mentioned to you, it looks like you're praying for something. Like you've reached out to your guides. You've asked for guidance with regard to your situation. So if you're going to trust or pray, if you're going to pray, it's like your guides are saying trust. Trust that we've heard your prayers. Trust we got it. Trust we're working it out for you. Some of you, I think you're in a third party. If you're not in a third party, the easiest thing to do is to disregard this part of the message. But for those that are, maybe this is the issue. Maybe this is the difficulty. Is the fact that you're waiting for a third party to end. You're waiting for someone to make a decision. And it seems like the person that's making a decision about this third party, if it's not you, you're waiting for someone else to make a decision to walk away from the person that they're with. This seems like that's what you're concerned about. You're concerned about them making this choice because it seems like you're on the... That's what this time situation is about. It seems like you're waiting for someone to make a decision to leave. And it seems like somebody is delaying this decision, like they're sitting on this decision, like they're absolutely avoiding making a decision right now. For others of you, it seems like the issue is that you're blocked. You want to talk to someone, you want to communicate with them, but you're blocked. Let's see what else is going on. So Virgo, that just showed up to you reading. Can I say somebody's returning? It did. Let's see. What else is going on for the Taurus nation for the next 7 days? You are arguing with somebody. Wow. You are going through a breakup. That's what this is. You're going through a breakup or somebody is. That's what I mean. If it's not raining, then this is you going through something emotionally. It seems like something is heavy. It's like you and your brother, you and your family member, you and your significant other. There's an X in the picture, by the way. You got a King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And of course, if this is a Virgo, there's no mistaking that Leo's going to show up next to it. So Virgo and Leo play a huge role in something that you're doing this week. It seems like you're doing a lot of multitasking. You've been procrastinating, but it seems like this week kind of pushes you into, we talked about this, time management, getting things done, getting some things fulfilled, looking into some things, taking action on some things that have been a bit laid to the side. Because I was telling you, you might be spending a lot of time just kind of cycling a whole bunch of thoughts, but still coming out with no conclusion at the end of this. After spending countless hours of maybe thinking and overthinking, it still feels like you're not coming out of a decision. Like I said, coming out of these thoughts clearer or ready to move forward. So it feels like the Spirit is saying, Taurus or cross watcher, could your mind possibly be working against you this week? Either way, we're talking about time and time management. So there's some sort of deadline that I think that you're concerned about this week. Maybe there's something that you need to get done by a certain time, by a certain date. And it seems like you're not sure, you know, what does it say? The glass half full or half empty. It seems like the way that you're looking at your situations this week, your mindset is definitely going to prepare you for how the week goes. Because as I mentioned to you, it seems like you're focused on everything that you feel is going wrong in your life. Random side note. Since it might be raining, you might want to take I'm trying to figure this out. Do you need windshield wipers? Is your windshield dirty? Something might be going on with the visibility of your vehicle because it's raining. So, I don't know, you might be passing through an unfamiliar area. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like your guys are talking to you about, I'm trying to see what this is, like something is going on with your car. I don't know if this is like, again, correct. Windshield, we're talking about time. Is this the timing belt? Maybe there's something going on with electrical connected to your vehicle. Something might be lighting up on your dashboard. Taurus. Maybe there's some repairs you're needing to get on your car, but you've been maybe saving that for a later time. Maybe catching up on some laundry this week, Taurus. It seems like there's somebody coming in with a whole bunch of drama. Is your phone screen cracked? This is Taurus. Taurus, it seems like you're always putting this device in the shop. This is not you, then this might be somebody coming to you saying, you know what, my phone screen is cracked. Maybe this is why somebody can't get in touch with you. Maybe it has something to do with, like if you haven't heard from somebody in a while, maybe their phone is damaged. Seems like that anyway. Maybe so. Because it seems like something is cracked. Yeah? So somebody's screen. Windshield, that sort of thing. I don't know, you got broken glass somewhere? So his name could possibly be Rose. Somebody could possibly be complaining of chest pain. Someone's name could possibly start with the letter W. First, middle, last, or nickname. Someone's name could possibly start with the letter Q. Seems like you're all peopled out this week. Taurus or cross watcher, you must be working on something. Whatever you're working on, it seems like you feel overwhelmed. Like there's just a lot, like too much, okay, as far as paperwork is concerned. I think Taurus Nation or cross watcher, as I mentioned to you, you're multitasking. You might even have like a remote meeting. Maybe you're meeting with someone, maybe on Zoom, on Skype, something like this. But whatever this is, pertaining to this meeting, it seems like it might be necessary for you to have paperwork handy. Maybe you kind of lost track of your paperwork. You might kind of have to sift through things to get your paperwork in order. Some of you, maybe you're going to school and you're working and maybe you're having a test. It just seems like you're stressed out for whatever reason having to do with work. Time for a spiritual cleanse, Taurus. There is something that you need to get done by a certain date. This is why you're stressed out. So if there is paperwork that maybe you're needing to turn in by a certain time, it seems like you're under a time crunch. There's some situations, maybe something's been going on since the month of June and it's carrying on into this current month. I did mention a Gemini that comes in. But at the same time, it seems like you're minding your own business. You got some... Before I finish that thought, I'm going to go to this one, okay? You got some good news coming in. So this is in the form of a message. This is something that you've manifested. There's a message that might come through online in your email, this sort of thing. It seems like you're receiving some congratulatory type of message. So this could definitely be an approval. This could definitely have something to do with funds. Maybe there's some money that you've been waiting for. It seems like there's some money that might be coming to your stores across watcher within the next 7 days. Once again, the Tower. You're waiting for this money, it looks like. It seems like you're not sure what to do. And what I'm confused about and waiting for more context on is, it seems like you're getting into an argument with somebody at the job. Maybe somebody is really getting on your nerves. I don't know. Spirit, that's what's going on with Taurus at work. Some of you are counselors. You could possibly be going to counseling. Some of you might be going back to the gym. Maybe you haven't been to the gym in a minute. Taurus, that's what this is. This is the time situation we've been talking about. You're definitely traveling this week. So there's some place that you might be going. Okay. Time. I'm trying to figure out what this is. Time is definitely money. When it comes to this, there's a contract. Okay. You're going to court for something. Either you have to, it seems like what this is that you might, random side note, maybe you're a psychic. You're going to a psychic. Maybe this is what brings you to tarot to help you figure out some things in your life. You are possibly going to court, or this is something court ordered. It seems like you're waiting for someone to make a decision. Maybe that's what might be going on. That's possibly what's going on at work. You're getting sidetracked. It seems like maybe you're focused on one thing and then something kind of grabs your attention and now you're focused on this other thing. But yes, court. Let's talk about that. While your partner is possibly giving you, it just seems like you're giving somebody the silent treatment or somebody giving you the silent treatment. But in the background, it seems like you've got a court situation. You're waiting for the court to make a decision. It might have something to do with a document. Like I mentioned to you, some of you are going through some sort of financial stress, and maybe that's what this is. Okay. No, we already talked about this. This has already been established. I was saying some of you are moving. Maybe you've reached the end of your lease or whatever, or yeah, that's what this would have to be, I guess. And so you could possibly be thinking about moving. So maybe that's what this contract is about. Somebody's taking you to court. Some of you are. You're concerned about eviction. Yes. Or foreclosure. Your home is for sale. It seems like you could possibly be home shopping. So I think that's what this is. You're concerned about eviction. If this isn't eviction, then we're going to go back and talk about time. Maybe somebody is concerned about having to do time in court. It's a deadline. I'm going like this. Somebody wants money. It might be your landlord. But yeah, that's what you're concerned about. So maybe this is you thinking about you're splitting apart. This is your lease possibly. And maybe this is some of you returning to court. Yes, you've had difficulty for a minute. But like I said, you're getting ready to overcome this whole situation. So maybe this has some, this standstill and this keeping still may have been about a job loss. Or something has slowed your money down, slowed down the pace. Random side note, some of you might be on social media. Maybe you're an influencer. Maybe that's something that you do or you're interested in doing. Because like I said, some of you could possibly read tarot. You're definitely concerned about something, or you do something online. Or this is something that, again, you're observing. Maybe you're seeing something online, Taurus. You're posting something. Somebody's posting something and possibly deleting it afterwards. This just seems like you're spending a lot of time in your phone. So again, maybe you're a content creator, but yeah, somebody's moving back in. So there is a move. So if this is you and someone where you're having some friction with someone and you're deciding to possibly split apart and go your separate ways, maybe it's okay. So if you have been, let's say if you and your partner have been bickering, or you and a family member, somebody leaves, you have some sort of a standoff. If you are having conflict with someone, chances are you might be working it out before the end of this next 7 days. And that might be where somebody is returning. Okay, somebody is returning because somebody's moving back in. Or for some of you, maybe you're moving back in with family. Or family is possibly moving back in with you. And maybe this is family that you like, you know what, I'm not going to speak to this person. In fact, I'm going to delete their number. It feels like it's something like that. But if this is a move, it looks like you're approved for something. And that's possibly what this phone call is about, Taurus or cross watcher, because you got some money that's getting ready to come in. So this call, this communication that's coming in might have something to do with money that you're receiving. You might be concerned about a credit card, or maybe some of you might be approved for a credit card. But you're being approved for some sort of paperwork. Maybe this is why you're needing to gather this paperwork or keep your paperwork in order to submit your paperwork to someone. But this feels like this has something to do with a contract. So if you're filling something out, again, it feels like there's something that comes back approved for you. Maybe some of you are moving back in with your mom, your baby's mother, something like this. Maybe you haven't spoken to your mom in a while. Perhaps your mom might be contacting you. Perhaps the issue is, what are you going to do with your pets when you move? Maybe this is the issue that you're facing. Maybe you're downsizing, upsizing. I'm not sure what this is, but I definitely feel that for some reason there's a move. And I think that for some of you, maybe you might be lighting candles to increase the odds of something working out in your favor. Somebody is high as a kite, by the way. Yeah, you're getting this laundry done. And whatever this is about this random side note, this conspiracy theory, or somebody might be speaking of a conspiracy theory. Somebody in your situation is a conspiracy theorist. They might be talking to you about this or whatever. I'm not sure. Super random side note. Yes, there is no doubt about it. You are very in touch with your ancestors, your angels. Or if you're not, then this is definitely them coming in to give you some sort of encouragement about your situation, because I promise you, it seems like either you are doing some sort of offering. Yeah, I normally say that in your reading, Taurus, that you're witchy. You're into spiritual practices. Or maybe this is something that you're curious about. You're doing an offering. That seems like it brings a positive result for you, because I do see that your luck is getting ready to change. I think something may have happened. Something this week is unfolding for you that you don't quite comprehend. And this is this whole thing with time that we're talking about. timing and trust. Spirit has something for you that they're preparing. But I think that whatever this is going to require you to look within. There's something that you've been avoiding. And it seems like this week you're going to confront. You're going to have to, it seems like circumstances are forcing you to have to confront what you've been avoiding. This has everything to do with your shadow. Repairing the damage. Perhaps this has something to do with a move. Somebody's birthday, by the way. This could be someone from the past coming back to repair the damage of a past relationship. Unless this is why you're possibly going to a therapist to repair the damage that maybe some unhealed people kind of handed some trauma that maybe unhealed people in your life may have handed down to you, so that you can truly go through a healing process, because it seems like there's no avoiding that this week, Taurus or cross-watcher. Something might bring you and family together. Whatever this is that's been concealed is being revealed to you this week. And whatever this is about this car, it seems like it might be time to take a look at whatever is going on with it. It seems like it's calling your attention to it. And I think that there are some thoughts that you're thinking this week. It seems like your guides are saying it's one thing to think about these things, Taurus, but they're telling you put your thoughts into action. I think that there's something that's on your mind. I think this week you're speaking it. And you might be misplacing your glasses. You might be relocating your glasses. I'm trying to tell you there's something about glasses, whatever, something is broken. But yeah, you're repairing the damage. If this isn't on a place that you're moving from, then this is definitely on a fractured relationship. Maybe you spent a lot of time away from someone, or as I mentioned to you, maybe somebody has been doing time. Maybe in jail. Maybe this is the court situation that we're talking about. And maybe this is somebody returning, wanting to reconcile with you. And if we're talking about your financial situation, if this is you, those of you who might be out of work, it seems like there's an opportunity, whether it's work or this is something else. There's an opportunity that's going to be presenting itself for you this week. Something that's aligned for you and perfectly timed, by the way. Something is perfectly timed for you. There's a lot of potential here. There's an opportunity for you to step forward to claim this opportunity. It feels like it's just entirely up to you. So this is what the point that we're trying to take away from this. And I wanted to call you Gemini all of a sudden, but Taurus. The takeaway from this is whatever this is that's on your mind so heavily, whatever this is that's consuming your thoughts, is temporary. Things have a way of working themselves out. Your job this week is to trust that whatever is aligned for you will be there. Whatever is misaligned for you might be leaving your life. The Spirit wants you to be at peace with this, because it looks like you're focusing on the loss of something, but it actually works out better for you. Because it seems like you got some sort of thought on repeat. So your guides, again, they're telling you, are your thoughts planting doubts? Or are you speaking growth into your situation? This week, your guides are, as with any week, Taurus, they're telling you to nourish your body, take good care of yourself, rest. And they're letting you know that whatever this is that you're waiting for, because obviously you are with this time situation. Maybe a lot of time has gone by as you've been waiting for the outcome for something to unfold. Your guides are letting you know something is happening. Keep holding on. Even though maybe you obviously don't see that something is working out in your favor because you're questioning it. And again, they're telling you anything that's unaligned in your life must go. So they're telling you be prepared for this change that's coming in, especially with this Tower card. Again, I was telling you communication comes in. There's an email, there's a call that comes through. This is a good thing. This might be something that you've been waiting for. There's a road trip that you're going on. You could possibly be traveling coming up. Some of you might be business owners. I don't know what this is. You're jotting down some notes too, but I promise you, it seems like there's some sort of deadline that you're worried about. I think you're going to figure this out this week, though, Taurus, whatever this happens to be. Yep, because that's what Spirit comes in to bring to you is guidance. If this is not guidance, it's definitely coming through from your guides. But again, that might be what brings you to tarot. Maybe, like I said, maybe you're a reader, you're a psychic, but some sort of guidance possibly comes in through a messenger the Spirit puts in your path this week, or possibly this guidance shows up in a dream. You are concerned about money. That's what this looks like. There's some delays. Obviously, you guys are saying trust. Trust the delays. Sometimes the delay is happening to align you with what you're supposed to have in your life. I think that's the issue that's overwhelming you, is that you don't see that there's a reason for the delays. And I think that that's what this is. Spirit guides, what is the advice for the Taurus, the Taurian nation for the next 7 days? Take your time making this decision. Okay, that makes sense. You're making a decision. Yeah, you are. You're making a decision, or you're waiting for someone else to make a decision. Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach this situation. Remind me to detach and step back, allowing the situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. You guys are telling you detach from the situation. You might be too emotionally attached to the situation to see what direction Spirit wants you to move in, because again, your guides have come in, they're communicating with you, they're giving you guidance. You're very emotional. It seems like your emotions are all over the place. But your guides are coming in to give you guidance about what to do to achieve a certain end goal that you have. That you got to be able to clear your mind to be able to hear what your spirits are trying to tell you, to help you to make the best possible decision in your situation. But it seems like they're telling you, first, you got to detach. Because I was telling you, it seems like your emotions are so wrapped up in what's going on. Definitely trust your gut instincts about certain things that certain individuals might be telling you. Somebody in your energy is feeding you misinformation. And the thing is, you may not see this clearly in the beginning because it seems like clarity is delayed in your situation. Taurus Nation, this concludes your 7-day forecast with Angelic Ascensions. If you'd like to book a personal with me, the way to do so would be to head over to my website, which happens to be AngelicAscentionsTarot.com. Thank you, Taurus Nation and Cross Watchers, for tuning in. Have a blessed, beautiful, productive week. I'll see y'all in the next one.